What's up, everybody, and welcome to this live edition of TNA Impact Wrestling, the Fallout show from Slammiversary. And at first, I wasn't sure if I actually really wanted to review this show tonight or today and whatnot, but given this was a live edition and is after Slammiversary, go check out the Slammiversary review uploaded online right now with me and Straight Face 40. We talked a lot about Slammiversary, but I wanted to actually come talk about the show because I'm like, okay, it's live, so maybe something a little important actually happened on here throughout the fallout of Slammiversary. Before the show did actually start, though, there was an in memoriam graphic and a few words by Tom Hannafin over the death of Hulk Hogan that happened earlier in the day. Basically, paying respects, and fans did pay respect, to Hogan once they did talk about it, and basically clap their hands and cheered and whatnot. So I will give it to the fans for that. I made a video about Hogan yesterday talking about his passing and everything. Go check that online right now. I will say when it comes to him and TNA, and I know I spoke about this a little bit yesterday. It's like I said, I don't like what happened with him and TNA. I kind of blame him and Bischoff for what happened. Like I said before, I did believe in the hype at the time in 2010 when he was coming into the company. And I did like a few things here and there, but there were too many changes that were not for the good when he was in TNA. Okay, I thought he was funny throughout half the Immortal and Aces and Eights stuff and whatnot. I will say this: I still remember the segment with Mr. Anderson, and I remember like Anderson had like a lead pipe, and Hogan was out there clapping, and Anderson he beat up like I think it was like Gunner and Murphy or something. And he says, "Your ass is next." And you can see Hogan turn around like, "You son of your bitch, turn your back on me. Fuck me. No, fuck you. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch." So I remember that. And I'm sure a lot of people obviously remember the match at Bound for Glory from 2011 with him and Sting, which, yeah, say what you want about it. He probably got damn near the biggest pop of the night, especially once he turned face and turned on Immortal and, helped Sting. And it was a huge deal at the time. Even the Aces and Eights stuff, it had its moments there too. So, like I said, there were some funny parts, but still stupid, time with him and TNA. So, I guess, since I'm talking about it and they talked about it, at least talk about some of the stuff he did in that company at the time. So, just wanted to put that out there. So, yeah, once again here, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. Right after that, we did have Santino Marella come out there basically talking about what's been happening, how he showed up on NXT the other night, crashing Ethan Page's Canadian celebration, and now he will have a shot at the NXT North Americans Championship. He's talked about how the TNA World Championship and Knockouts title are with NXT right now, and that does not sit well with him. And he said, "Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters, that the people in TNA locker room warriors, and we're gonna fight, and we're gonna take back our titles, including he's gonna take some NXT gold coming this Tuesday against Ethan Pakage." He said. Masha Slamovich came out there. I don't know why she was really kind of smiling after losing the Knockouts title and after all the cheating and stuff, but she thanks Santino for the pep talk and everything and talked about everybody put their titles on defense, and JC stole the title from her, and she gets her obligated rematch next week. So I guess that's going to happen on TNA next week. And Santino says yes, he agreed which the match will happen. So he says, Masha Slamovich versus JC Jenny or whatnot. Next thing you know, the system came out then, and even Alicia and Masha did a fist bump since they were tag team partners before. And, Eddie Edwards got on the mic and talked about, we're warriors and everything, and that the system, we came to fight. That's what we did last Sunday at Slammiversary, and talked about how they sent Dark State backpacking to NXT. Fans did chant TNA, and he says he's been in TNA for a long time. He's done everything in his power to make sure that this company succeeded. He's seen the rise and fall of this company, and even was part of factions that even wanted to take down TNA. But he said those days are long gone, and he said he'll be damned if he'll let some outsiders come in and think that they're going to take over. Brian Myers then talked about it, said it means everything to the system. This isn't just some pit stop for, him. This is home. Even JDC says, TNA is going to go to war, and he says the system, their shoulders were not going to crack under pressure. Moose even got on the mic basically talking about, he's accomplished everything in this company, and he's not about to, it's not about championships anymore. It's about building a legacy and making your name synonymous with the letters TNA. And he says just like AJ Styles, and that's what him going against Leon Slater reminds of why he loves his company so much. That you fight, crash, claws, sweat, and tears, but you get back up and fight again. And Moose basically said that Leon Slater did that by himself, and since he didn't deserve it at first, but he is the youngest X Division champion, so he can bring it to new heights. And Moose basically talked about Trick Williams then, call himself the face of TNA, but he said a wise man once told him that, you don't need to be the face of the company. You don't have a title to be the face of the company and whatnot. And he talked about Eddie Edwards. He says, me and you been in this company for a very long time now, damn near 10 years, I believe. And Moose basically went on saying that Eddie is the heart and soul of this company and that he is the face of the franchise. We've been through the ups and downs and people, even ridicule, but they kept waving that TNA flag. And they say he's going to whoop that Trick when it happens. Next thing you know, Trick Williams, AJ Francis, and Casey Navarro came out then. Trick basically talked about his Trick and A now at TNA, and he talked about how he beat Joe Hendry and Mike Santana Sunday at the largest attendance show in history, which really makes you got to think about when they say that attendance. I was talking to my friend Shaggy probably today or the other day about this, and it's like, we talk about the biggest attendance in this company's history for a long time, and he's got a point when, especially when they used to have names like Sting and Kurt Angle and AJ Styles and like legendary names that have been in this company before. And I'm talking about people like Stage One, even Jeff Jarrett, Scott Steiner has been in this company. Like I said, guys like Samoa Joe, Booker T has been here, Hogan's been here. Like, yeah, I know it's a lot of people probably named from WCW, WWE, or like I said, TNA guys themselves, but like the Guns, a lot of people a lot of these people I'm naming were very huge names in wrestling that did draw a lot of fans. So it does make you think about it that it's taking this long to even kind of get back, to where, the attendance that they just had in the past. And then, Trick basically said, you don't care, Moose grabs system from the Detroit Pistons, or it's going to be a first class tricking for y'all, the firepower, or Mustafa Ali doesn't have an order for. It's actually rhyming, by the way, too. But he says, you four more guys like, order four more guys like Mustafa Ali, he said. And he said that Moose is the past and we're taking over. Mustafa Ali came out and basically passed by Trick, told him, like, you don't need to mention my name again. And he says, we're the greatest faction to order for. And then next, the order for and the system end up brawling in after that, even with the security people. So they end up doing that segment. Obviously, looking at this whole first segment of the show, it's obviously going to be some TNA versus NXT war happening. And I guess TNA, the faces right here, given that NXT is taking the titles. Even I guess this is going to a storyline. Listen, you already know my thoughts about it from the review last Sunday of how I kind of feel about this thing. But when I use the word quote unquote partnership, I really do use it loosely now. But I guess it's gonna be some type of story or some war thing that's gonna happen. So we'll see. Santino was talking to the system then, and basically talked about all these factions fighting. And Matt Cardona says, "I'm always ready." He's got the systems back, so he says, "Okay, we're gonna see a reunion tonight. I guess it's gonna be the Major Brothers here versus the Great Hands, the Edge Major guys," as Santino said. But basically, Cardona and Myers were gonna be teaming up again, which I don't know why they probably did it here. Maybe could wait till later, but yeah, they could have done something. I don't know, kind of Bill Moore to really make it a big deal. Is that just going against the Great Hands? The Elegance brand came out. Basically, they were going to go against the Inspiration with a mystery partner. And who is that mystery partner? Mara Sade, formerly known as Jakara Jackson. I'm assuming I don't know if she's signed with the company, but Jakara Jackson or Mara Sade now is in TNA. Good to see her. Obviously, she looks great. I'm sure everybody's going to say that. I still think it was crazy that she did get released, from WWE, given that the whole metaphor thing was going. And her and Lash were really like the only kind of legit teams that you really could kind of believe going. But I guess for those WWE women's tag titles, because everybody in WWE that's a women's tag team, they're all like makeshift teams, anyways. But it was still strange to me that they did get rid of all of mostly metaphor, but they only kept Lash. Really, I know. Noam Dar's there too, but it's like he's hurt again, so we haven't even really seen him in general. But yeah, I always thought it was kind of crazy that she got released. So hopefully things work out here better in TNA. And it was a good 6-woman tag. I will say that. It's not much I can say from it. Obviously, the Elegance brand and the Inspiration is still continuing the feud and whatnot. They end up hitting their finisher onto I don't know if it was Ash or somebody, but basically they're continuing their feud going on right now. But yeah, good to see Mara Sade land on her feet somewhere. Someone tried to interview Mike Santana, but he basically walked away. Indy Hartwell and I think Danny Luna were in the back talking. Basically, Victoria Crawford showed up saying, like, I'm going to be you guys' mentor. And he says, not my mentor and everything. But then she said she was going to go to Santino and try to be a mentor or something for him. So I don't know what's going on with that. Eric Young was basically saying we need to cleanse this place and everything, especially with all these outsiders coming in. Leon Slater, the new X Division champion, came out and basically talked about it's been a really crazy few days. This is one of the biggest night of his life, like the biggest night of his life back at Slammiversary. Not becoming just the youngest X Division champion, but being in the ring with AJ Styles. And going back and look at his reaction, especially once Get Ready to Fly hit, you could tell was really genuine. And he had a lot of fun just jumping around the ring with. That was pretty cool to see. And he talked about, he struggled going against Moose and whatnot. But like I said, like Moose, he lost in defeat and everything, but he put the Slater around his waist like a man, so that was respect. And like I said, he thanked AJ and everything, and he thinks himself as a record breaker and a moment maker, and he wants to bring the X Division back to its roots and bringing up names like AJ Styles and Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, and Amazing Red, and now he carries on that legacy and whatnot. Well, if you're talking legacy, he wanted to thank the Hardys also. Which the Hardy, he asked them to come to the ring. The Hardys came out, obviously got a big pop, and he says, we're back as the TNA Tag Team Champions again, and it's a good energy going on now. We're the 4-time Tag Team Champions, and we're gonna keep this train moving. Jeff saying like it's the Hardy Soul Chain, so we're gonna keep riding till the wheels fall off. Steve Macklin came out, the International Champion, and basically talk about all these outsiders been showing up and trying that don't even work here and trying to take take our titles and everything. And we got all the champions mostly in the ring right now. Because what he sees like is a 20-year-old phenom in Leon Slater. He talks about his peers, mentors, heroes, talking about the Hardys being one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And that they come here and they fight for this company. This is our home. And if we're going to go to war, we're going to prepare for a war. Basically, all 4 guys held up their titles and everything. So they really are setting up more and more, I guess, for this war against NXT right now. So we'll see what's going to happen. Mance Warner went against Jake something, a no DQ match for some reason, honestly. I know they had that 6-man tag last Sunday against Enzo and them. It's not much I can really say from this other than, a lot of weapons being involved and thumbtacks. But why was this match really warranted again? And Jake something got the pin with like the black hole slam, but it's like, where was this really going to go? Because I'm not even understanding where this is kind of going. Are they still going after the international title? Like, I'm not really sure, but I kind of wonder, like, what was kind of the point of this whole thing? Fatal Influence came out. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what JC Jane's promo. I don't know if she talked about the history of the title and how she took it to NXT. And I know they're doing this whole story, the most beatable champion. She's proving everybody wrong right now. And talked about Tessa being suspended and talking about most everybody in the locker room can't touch her. And said that Victoria Crawford needs to be in an insane asylum, and that Xia Li didn't even, I guess, call by her new name right now, Li Yang Li, but Xia Li, and basically just went on to say that, what else? That Xia Brookside's not going to help you, and that I'm the only knockout champion around. She's going to get the last laugh. So just a gloating promo from a heel, so I don't got much to say about that. The Great Hands went against Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. Honestly, this match only went 3 minutes because some random Secret Service member came out and did a damn sky high, and John Skyler just rolled and got the win somehow. So yeah, to bring the, I guess, Edgeheads, the Major Brothers, after them not being a team for so long, and then it's kind of lose like that was really strange. Kazarian was going to commentary, but Matthew Redwalt and them saying you know what, I can't stand you. After what you did last Sunday, you cost us the TNA World Title. You told security, get this scum out of here. And they took him away. And then the main event was Mike Santana versus Joe Hendry, which was really no type of hype going into this. No video packages or anything. Like, the match was just a match. There wasn't really any segments leading to this. Not really getting thoughts from these guys, especially after losing last Sunday, and especially, and I'm not surprised Mike Santana won here and beat Joe Hendry because yeah, Joe Hendry's been taking a lot of pinfalls, which I've already said before. I think he's already on his way out the door at this point. But Mike Santana, they are protecting still because I guess, like I said, it's probably just gonna go into Bound for Glory. He'll finally win the title, and stuff and pull the trigger. Which, like I said, if you want to know more about my thoughts on that, go back and look at the Slammiversary review because I had a lot to say about that. But yeah, just there was really no hype in this match, no promos. It just like the match happened, Mike Santana won, and that was kind of it, really. So I don't know. Like I'm sure Santana's gonna keep going for the title, and maybe Joe Hendry is now gonna talk about I'm on a losing streak now or something. So I thought I would have had some promo going into this, but that's what I think what's gonna happen after now. Like I said, it's not much I can really say about this show other than they just kind of like they're brewing up. TNA's trying to take the front lines right now from the outsiders that are NXT and coming in trying to take their titles. Good to see Mara Sade, formerly Jakara Jackson within the company now. So that was pretty cool to see too. And stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of promo every show through here. Like all the champions mostly coming out there talking, defending the front line for TNA and the system being faces now. So, like I said, they're faces. So now they're going after Trick Williams, which I don't think Moose is even going to beat Trick Williams. But, they're really trying to set up a lot of stuff. And now Santino's going for the North American title this Tuesday on NXT. So we'll see what happens here. But I wanted to come talk about the show because, like, okay, it's a Fallout. It's live. Let's see what happens. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say about what happened on TNA. But, yeah, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, HoodNight890. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys then. I'm out. Peace.